Hi, my name is Shelley, and I welcome you to my little video about leadership theories. Hope you enjoy. The four types of leadership theories that are going to be discussed about in the following slides are contingency continuum, path to goal, and leadership substitute. And then at the very end of the presentation, like I stated earlier, we will go over the one that I chose that I felt would best work at where I work. The first one we're going to discuss is contingency theory. This is the one that basically means it depends. There's always a contingency. You always need to have a contingency plan, and this is what this one looks like. It is based on the effectiveness of management being contingent upon the cooperation between management behaviors and specific certain behaviors, circumstances that maybe cause the response from management in certain situations. It's looking at the effectiveness of how the management team is able to manage their goals, their plans, their team due to certain situations that happen to come up. They may have a plan to go and teach a certain curriculum, but when core change comes through the curriculum, they have to change the setup of how many teachers are going to teach, how many, are going to be, how many groups of classes or objectives, or the content may have to be changed just a little bit depending on the situation. So with the contingency theory, it is looking at, okay, here's what we're looking at, but sometimes the decisions and everything is based upon it depends. Contingency theory is looking at certain factors that we need to look at or assess to see if they are favorable to the certain situation. Meaning we're looking at possible trait theory that kind of influences this, or maybe it's very much of a situational one. So when you're looking at it, you're going to see if the leadership's style is more of a task or relationship orientated, looking at the situation, you're going to see if it's the leader-member relationship is task structure and position and power. Do these match the leader style? And you want them to match to help maximize the potential of it. Now, when you're looking at it, you're looking at the leader-member relationship. Is it good? Is there cooperation? Is it friendly? Is there somebody that is very antagonistic, very overpowering? Do you have a person on the team that their personality is stronger than the team leader or even the managers? With the task structure, you're looking at, are the tasks all structured? Do you have like your checklist? Do you have your grids? What do you have that shows that there's structure? Is there organization in it? Or is it just kind of one of these willy-nilly type things? You just go in, there's papers all over, there is no structure, there is no organization about it. You have a leader that maybe sits there most of the time that says, I just can't wrap my brain around this. Give me a minute, give me a day, that there's a problem, but let me wrap my brain around it. Because with that, you need, it causes there to be some unsettling. There's no structure to it. There's just kind of little mini chaos going on with it. And the position power is it strong? Is it weak? Is the leader, once again, strong? Are they leading? Are they like, okay, this is how we need to go? Or are they kind of one of those, once again, like I just mentioned, somebody that's like, that can't make a decision, they have to sit there and mull it right over, and they're constantly saying, I don't understand, hold on, let me wrap my brain around on that. Now with continuum theory, this was where Robert Tannenbaum and Warren Schmidt had developed a theory that kind of goes along with the contingency theory, and this is based upon leadership behavior that has a continuum. It continues on from, you have your leader and their style, their plans, everything is kind of like a continuation of what they feel, and that goes in through the team. They're looking at, it's a very simple leadership theory The manager has a level of freedom that is given to the team members. So with that, the manager, who is authority, or the lead part of the team, they are giving their team members a certain level of freedom so that they can continue on with their goals, complete the tasks. But then there are some, the team leader is going to then maintain some of the responsibility if something happens to go wrong. The continuing theory, like we're going to continue to discuss about, it's where, like I said in the just a few seconds ago, is the manager is going to have the accountability for something that's catastrophic that's happened. They are giving the team that, okay, this is what I want you to do. You guys have the freedom to do it. But if something goes wrong, the manager is going to take the heat, take the full responsibility, could possibly lose their job. Where if something goes right, the team gets the kudos, they get the, they get the praise for it. The team building, with this, it helps build a stronger team. So there's always a lot of talking of building up the team with this theory. The manager, like I said, is going to be responsible for deciding, announcing, and selling this decision to the group. The manager is going to present the information, invite questions. So there's going to be a little bit of a step process with this. They're going to come up with the decision. They're going to they're going to basically come up with the decision and decide to do it. Then they're going to tell the team members, they're going to sell it to the team members, so that way they can also have the buy-in to it. And the manager is responsible for ensuring that the project is going to be taken care of from the beginning to the end. They're there for oversight, but maybe not for the micromanaging. Sometimes the okay, we need to keep on task. They're there at the beginning and at the end, typically in this theory. And this leads us on into the path goal leadership theory. The path goal model is a theory that is based on specifying a leader's style or behavior that best fits the employee and work environment in order to achieve a goal. The goal is there to increase the employee's motivation, empower them, and give them the satisfaction so they become productive members of the organization. It's about a leadership style or behavior that makes it to where, okay, here is our goal, this is the path we need to go. It's a very well laid out pathway that is laid out by the leadership, but there are certain behaviors and stuff that occur that motivate, that help the team members want to achieve the optimum level, have a high level of productivity, be productive members of the organization. And with this, it's a very positive thing because it has an empowering effect on the employees. They feel very empowered. They feel very much, okay, this is point A, and this is I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to point B. It's a very lineated pathway for them. It increases the satisfaction because they know the expectations. They know I need to do from point A to point B. I have to do step 1 first, step 2 first. The path is laid clear for them by the manager, and the manager says, okay, for this project, I need you to do this, 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 and this. And once it's done and they've accomplished it, then they feel like, hey, wow, this is really great. So the more they do this, the more they feel empowered, the more they become productive members of the organization. And this one is just a graph that I found that I really liked, and it talks about the path goal theory that says it's a leader's job to assist the followers and to provide direction and support that they need to attain goals. I use graphs like this when I'm doing teaching, especially when I teach cardiology. It just kind of shows how things kind of work with it. So this is something for I would use for my visual learners, and if you're a visual learner, I hope maybe this kind of will help with that. The final one we're going to talk about briefly is the leadership substitute theory. And as the title says, it's a type of theory that whether the leadership has been substituted by people just picking up and doing the activity, doing the task. makes it unnecessary to have the leader. If you have somebody in the team that is able to get up and to help make sure that the project gets done, then you really don't have the need for a leader on this. It shows managers that they do not always need to be involved or exert their influence over the workers. So that if there is a leader that is at the top, say like a director, the other team members know that we're strong and we all know our tasks, so we go about doing them. We check back in with each other, but we don't necessarily need to have the director come in and check with us and basically micromanage us and tell us how we need to do things. So I did had to do a little bit of thinking with this because as I got to thinking about where I work at the college and stuff, we kind of do a little bit of all of these theories with them. But I think the one that would really work for us would be the continuum theory. And that is because we are a 6-person instructor department, although the nursing department is a little bit bigger, that with one director of nursing, one allied level lead who does like the CNA, the home health, that kind of part of the allied health. Then there are 3 practical nurse instructors, and there are 3 associate degree nursing instructors, plus our one director, like I said. So there are this small little group, and we work very well with it. We already operate with autonomy, and our director, who also belongs to our state board of nursing and has other obligations and stuff, is typically gone 25% of the time fulfilling her duties, which means we have to rely on our ability to, we know that we have accreditation coming up in 2021 for the associates program, so we know that we all have these certain tasks and goals that need to be accomplished. For our department, I think it would be really good for us to implement. We're kind of an entity, kind of in of ourselves. We are on a college campus. We belong to the tech department, and that department belongs to our whole community college. So, but we operate really kind of autonomously. We really don't, we go and we work on projects and stuff with it, and we know, but we pretty well know, okay, we've got, when we had HLC come into our facility, we knew what we needed to do. We knew our tasks, so we pretty well did that. Like I said earlier, I think this would be a really good, easy transition for us. We already know, the director already at the beginning of the year in July tells us, okay, when we come back to school in August, these are the tasks that we need to complete. We all divide up, we all take our assignments, we all volunteer to work on things along with our lectures and stuff. So we already are doing this. The director checks back in with us periodically to see how we are doing. Our community college, which is Garden City Community College in the state of Kansas. I am part of the practical nursing program, and our practical nursing program was voted #1 in the state of Kansas because we do have a very good, strong rigor in our program with it. So even though the director was kind of guiding us a little bit, we did do a great job. We got the credit for it. The ADN program has hit a bump where we did not have a successful pass rate on this. With this one, the director is in the hot seat because we had a poor NCLEX pass rate, which is a national board for RNs to take. So she is in the hot seat a little bit about, okay, what is this? What is a failure? Was there not enough oversight with it? Even though it was a fluke thing for us last year, she fell into the continuum theory where we got the PM program, got the accolades, we got, hey, great, good job, guys. Okay, good job, director. But then when we had on the other end of it, we had the ADNs struggling with their national board rates. It was like, bad director, what did you do wrong type thing. So, but like I said, I really think because of the way we operate and stuff, continuum of theory probably is kind of what we're already doing, and I really think that is one that really would work best for us and even for the rest of the college, because as the rest of the college has learned, we kind of, through our HLC and stuff, we kind of need to take responsibility for knowing that we need to do evaluations. We need to look at the student learner outcomes. We need to look at the end of the year outcomes and stuff, and we need to learn to do that. But our leaders are also so busy in different committees and all that stuff, that sometimes we need to be able to work and be autonomous about it and make sure that we know what our job is and we can do it, and just have the leaders as maybe like, we're stuck with this. Do we need to go a different direction with that?